Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, and they got some stuff going on. Now y'all know Howard is the school. It is not a school. It is the school. And I think most of us have either parents, grandparents, children, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews. Somebody in your family has went to Howard.
That's right. Everybody talks about Howard, but I stop them in their tracks when I say, you may not have gone to Howard, but trust me, you have Tiger blood in your veins.
Everybody, when we go to the games and they get out on that ball field and that band start performing, you already know we turning up. And every time we have a parade downtown,
shut the city down.
Girl, look, they wait and bring Howard on last at the parade because they know after Howard go down Market Street, it's a wrap.
It's over.
It's a wrap.
As the kids would say, it's OVA.
It's OVA. I'm telling you. So we are here today because y'all got something exciting going on and we all want to be a part of it. And WPTP is definitely going to be a part of what you all are doing.
Thank you. Yes.
So tell us about what's going on here today.
Yes, ma'am. Well, the Howard Band parent boosters, yes, we do have boosters and our parents are awesome. I want to start off giving a shout out to our parents for the support we receive from our parents. They are awesome. People talk about parents don't get involved. Our parents are awesome.
Yes.
But we are hosting our inaugural, first of many, Marching 100 Masquerade Ball. This ball is going to take place September 24th from 7 to 11 at the Mac Ave venue. And that's right at the corner of Holt's Claw and Macaulay Avenue.
Now, what did it used to be? Because I understand it was another building, but they have taken that building and completely gutted it out and made it this beautiful venue. So What was it?
And that's where the old Department of Human Services foster care offices used to be.
Okay, so y'all know where that is. We know where that is.
Yes.
Okay.
It's next to the refinery that's right at the corner, but it sits right next to that building. If you know where the floral shop is at Macaulay and Holt's Claw, if you're going towards Wiley's restaurant, it's the second building on the right-hand side.
Gotcha.
On Macaulay Avenue.
Gotcha. Okay, so tell us a little bit more. So it's Saturday, September the 24th. And what time and what can we expect?
7 to 11.
Ooh, okay.
And it is a masquerade ball. So yes, let's get our cute little mask out. We're going all the way. We're going all out with this.
All right.
We are going to have live entertainment with Dexter Bell, and everybody knows Dexter Bell.
Go Dexter.
Everybody knows Dexter Bell. And he's given me some of the entertainers or the artists that he's going to bring. A graduate of Howard, class of 86, is Miss Aquanetta Spears.
What's she going to be doing?
Singing, girl.
She can sing.
She can sing.
Girl, call in if you're listening. If you're listening, call in because we want to hear a few little lines from you.
Yes, well, if anybody knows the Spears sisters of Chattanooga, they know.
Okay.
This sister right here can work.
Okay.
He's also bringing, and I got to stick my chest out on that, my son, Terrence Kelly.
Terrence gonna be
Terrence is gonna be here. Yes, ma'am. He is. And Terrence is a graduate of 2011 Howard High School. And then also the Bledsoe brothers. And these brothers, that's when Howard was really known for the talent shows.
Okay.
And the Bledsoe brothers, classes of 80s and 90s, they can sing.
Oh, the Bledsoe brothers gonna be. Oh, this gonna be a nice show.
Yes, ma'am. And he's still working on some other artists, but anybody that knows Dexter Bell knows
he puts it down.
He puts it down. He does.
Okay. All right. So, and then tell us a little bit more about the ticket cost and how we can get tickets. And we're going to be giving some tickets away today. So you all stay tuned because we're going to talk about Howard and what the cause is all about. What are we trying to raise the money for? But how much are the tickets?
The tickets, pre-sale tickets, single tickets are $40.
Okay.
Couple $70. That's in advance. The day of, the ticket single will be $50 and the couple will be $80.
Okay,
so
y'all.
we need to purchase these tickets. We also have tables at $500, and those tables have some extra amenities that you're gonna get coming in. We're gonna have those tables will be waited on. So if you don't want to get up, you will have your own waitress. And I want to send a shout out to UTC's Ladies of Gold because they will be our host.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am. They're going to be a part of it.
Okay. Well, you all know how WPTP do it. So, you know, we're going to have us a table.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we believe in our children, number one. It's all about the kids. And we know that academically, we want our children to excel, but scholarships are not just available for those that we call the brightest, but we have scholarships for sports. We also have scholarships for band.
Yes, you do.
And even cheerleading. So
yes, you do.
We want all of our kids to excel. We want them to have opportunities in beyond high school.
Beyond high school.
In college. And so this is a worthwhile event. And so now let me ask you, so the Howard Band Parent Boosters, are you all affiliated with a nonprofit or?
It's a nonprofit, and we are an approved organization, support organization through Hamilton County Schools.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Now that's important.
We are an approved.
Okay. So now
support organization.
So if they want, say I wanted to write a check, because this is important for a lot of people that are out there listening. People want to give donations, and it may be beyond what you're asking for.
Yes, ma'am.
But they want to have some way of writing it off. Who would they write the check out to?
They would make it out to Howard Marching Band.
Howard Marching Band.
Yes, ma'am.
And then they would still get the credit.
Yes, ma'am.
Through the Hamilton County
Yes,
Schools.
ma'am. They can mail it in. You can mail it in to two places. You can either send it to 2500 Market Street, but make sure you put on there Howard Marching Band. We don't want that money going in general funds. We want it going to the band.
To the band.
To the band.
All right. So now let me see. What else I got to ask you? They can Cash App.
Yes, they can Cash App.
Okay.
Our band Cash App, of course, is Howard Band 1865. Capital H, lowercase OWARD. Capital B, lowercase AND 1865. That's our Cash App, and that goes directly into our band account.
Okay, all right, I love that. Now, you also give me the address of the venue, because we're gonna be there. This is September 24th. Okay.
The address for the Mac Ave venue is 1304 Macaulay Avenue. It's right slightly down from the corner of Macaulay and Holtzclaw.
Okay. And I see you have numbers, telephone numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
And we got it up on the board. You all can see that. And we are recording this show. So for those who missed the show, because we're live right now, you can always go back to our website and pull this show up. You can also go to our Facebook page. If some of you all are listening through our Facebook page at WPTP 100.1 FM radio. We also have a YouTube channel at WPTP 100.1 radio. And of course, you can always call us here directly at our radio station, which we're going to be taking calls in just a second. But our number here is area code 423-713-7614. Again, 423-713-7614. You all can start making those calls now, because we got the lady. She is I call you the number one Howard Hustling Tiger Parent Booster Club fan.
Yes, ma'am. These are my babies. Yes.
So how long have you been working with Howard?
Ooh, I've been working with Howard probably about 15, 17 years, I guess.
Ooh, or more. Wow. Now, don't say nothing about Howard. And please don't mess with those kids. Because Cheryl
coming for you.
She's coming for you. She's coming for you. And I love that, because, a lot of times kids have relationships with you.
Yes.
And they don't feel comfortable sometimes with going to the authorities,
right,
with what's going on, but they can come to you.
Yes. And they know when they come to me, be it right or wrong. Now, if they're falsely accused, I'm going to fight for you and with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if they did something they know that they should not have done, trust me, I hold them accountable as well, and I'm still going to be there fighting for them.
That's right. And so kids, y'all need to understand that we are here as your advocates.
Exactly.
We are your elders, and we want to, number one, protect and make sure, ensure that you all have a quality education and a good experience while you're in school. But number two, we want you all to be respectful of your teachers and those who are in authority.
Exactly.
And when they get out of line, which is rare, but it happens, I know. But when they get out of line, know that we are here for you.
We are here to fight with you and for you and hold them accountable as well.
That's right. And we've had some of those battles.
We have had. Yes.
Me and Cheryl have worked together a lot
Yes.
with some different issues, especially with Howard students, with the band. We've had some issues to come up with some of the teachers there who have been advocates for kids who they've tried to wrong because they spoke up for the kids. But we have been there for those children. We are still there for those kids.
Yes.
And Howard is still the number one, I call it African American school, because it was at one time the only.
Well, let's correct that.
Correct.
The first.
Okay. The first
free school in the South.
Yes.
1865.
And I got to brag a little bit.
We own that.
We own that. I got to brag because it was the Howard students that walked out of school, got together. They had been planning this. You know how you get at lunch?
Yes.
We're gonna do this on such and such day. You know
Yes.
when y'all playing the skip day around when the seniors playing the skip day? Well, the students had got together and decided, this was during the civil rights movement. Yeah, we're gonna leave and we're gonna all go downtown and we're gonna go in the Woolworth and we're gonna demand they feed us. We're gonna do a counter sit-in.
They were tired of going to the alley and going to a window to get their food. They wanted to be treated the same as everybody else. We entered the front door and we sit at the counters.
That's right. And they did it. This was today when they had water fountains that said white only.
Yes.
Bathrooms that said white only. And so these kids, the Howard students, we call them the courageous. I think that's part of your little motto.
Yes.
The courageous students.
Yes.
Left Howard. Their parents didn't even know where they was going and what they was up to. They didn't even know. Because if they had known they was plotting this, it wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have happened.
Because a lot of those parents work for folks who live on the mountain.
Right.
And they paid their little bills.
Correct.
And if they found out their children was involved in a boycott,
they would have
lost their jobs and all kinds of things. So, and they would have got a whooping, of course, from their parents.
Too.
So they snuck out of school, went down Market Street to Woolworth, that was one of the stores, and sat there and demanded to be served. And when that happened, of course, the police showed up with a big paddy wagon, and they put loaded them up, and took them down to jail and charged every one of them with a felony. And it was against the law for black folk back then
to do anything like
to
that.
go in there and demand to be served in an all-white restaurant where blacks were not allowed to go and sit down and be served. And I remember talking to Mr. Mapp. Mr. Mapp is my mentor. I followed behind him in the NAACP, and he was the one that got the attorneys together.
Yes.
And when it got every one of those juveniles out of jail.
Yes.
And got every one of those charges dropped.
That's
and
right.
So now, the Alden Park Development Corporation, which I'm now the president of, we decided that we would honor those students.
Awesome.
About 13 years ago by erecting the first civil rights movement plaque ever in the history of Chattanooga. Right in the very spot where Woolworth store once stood. There is a plaque right there next to the bus stop. If you all don't know about it, please take some time and take your children. Let them read the plaque. It named every one of the students who had got arrested that day on that plaque and told what they did. Now it's the Miller Plaza. It used to be Woolworth.
And they may be surprised. You may see a name on there that's in your bloodline.
That's correct. And so we had that year that we decided to erect that plaque. And I want to thank the city of Chattanooga because they did the resolution that gave us the right to hire Diller Construction Company to put the plaque on the sidewalk because the sidewalk belongs to the
To
city.
the city, right?
And we rented the sidewalk then 13 years ago for 99 years. We're going to rent it again when 99 years ago. I think I might just go on and put a check in the mail today. So if I'm dead and gone, which I probably will be because I'm already 50-something, that is covered. Because it's important that we not lose our history. In the time that we're making new history, let us not lose our old history.
That's correct. We cannot allow anybody to try to erase our history. Well, they can't erase it, try to remove it and make it obsolete. We've got to keep it in the forefront.
Right. And I remember talking to Mr. Calhoun, who was the president at the time, and I was serving on the board as the executive director. I told him, you know, they tore down Woolworth. And I felt, me personally, that they tore it down to erase the history.
Exactly.
And I said, so let's get together with Cornerstone Inc. and let's make sure that that's the exact spot where Woolworth store once stood. That's now Miller Plaza. And let's go to the city and ask for them to approve a resolution to allow us to erect a plaque that says or tells the story of the courageous students who boycotted Woolworth that once stood in that spot.
Yes.
And they gave us permission. Cornerstone Inc., I want to thank them for doing all the history to make sure that they put that pinpoint right there in that spot. And we erected that plaque. It was a beautiful day. We had the first Black History Month parade in February of 2013.
And again, notice the first that she's mentioning, Howard
High School. Howard High School.
Howard is attached.
So if you're a Howard student, a Howard principal, teacher in the past or present or future even, or just want to know the history of Chattanooga, you make sure that you take time out to go down on the corner of Market and MLK where Miller Plaza is and go right next to the bus stop. And you'll see a beautiful, beautiful historical bronze plaque erected that tells the story of Howard High School students when I call it, opened up Chattanooga for the first time.
They did, and that really did open up Chattanooga because after that happened, some of the schools that were white schools, because of that, Howard was able to help them open their doors so Black students could attend also.
Yes, and one more note, because we own Howard today. This is the only time, this boycott is the only place in United States America history, that means in the whole United States, where a boycott was led by children.
High school.
By children.
Yes.
Nowhere else in this country has a boycott during civil rights movement ever been led by children. Howard High School students, you did the darn thing.
You did that.
You did that. And so for that, we are grateful. We are thankful. Chattanooga is better now because of that. And so I want to thank all of the students. And yes, some of the parents were upset when they heard, but I think in the back of their mind, they were proud. They were proud of their kids.
Yes.
They were proud of their children. And we are still to this day proud. And some of you all that went downtown, I know there was some conversation that my name wasn't on the plaque. If you were not arrested, even though you left school, if you weren't arrested, then there was no way of telling who you were.
Was there, exactly.
Because when the police showed up, everybody started running. Everybody started running and scattering like quails. And so the ones that made the history, which we're not denouncing anyone, but the ones who got their name on the plaque were the ones that we had in writing that was actually a part of the boycott because they were caught up and put in jail and charged with a felony. That's why their names are on that plaque today. And I thank Mr. Mapp, he's dead and gone now, but I thank him for having the tenacity and having that vision and all of the other stuff that makes civil rights activists what they are.
That's correct.
I thank him for doing what he did and so many other things that he did that we are all proud of and that we've all benefited from.
Exactly. And I tell people all the time, when God gives you something, do it.
Do it.
Follow it. Don't try to walk away from it. And he truly walked where God led him.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I'm so proud of all the accomplishments in this great city. of Chattanooga because of Mr. Matt. We got streets named after him, buildings with his name on it. I mean, he was truly a civil rights leader. Second to none, right here in Chattanooga.
Yes, ma'am.
And I call him my mentor because that's who I would go to. And he would real, solemnly in a nice, soft voice. He never really talked above a whisper.
He did not.
But what he said was always profound.
Profound and loud.
Always profound.
Yes.
And I'll take that with me, and I use those things too.
Today? Yes, ma'am.
Today. So let's get back onto this inaugural March of 100 Masquerade Ball. So what are we trying to accomplish? Because it's a fundraiser. Everybody having fundraiser. And this is a different kind of fundraiser. There are some of y'all having fundraisers, put money in your pocket and split it 3 or 4 ways. I mean,
no, we're not doing that.
We're not doing
that.
This is a worthy cause.
Yes.
So what are we raising money for?
We're raising money for Howard's marching band, for new uniforms. It's been probably 10, 12 years since we purchased uniforms. So it's time for some new uniforms. And continuing the drive for instruments.
Okay.
Hamilton County does not support what they're considered as an extracurricular activity. Mm-hmm. So we basically don't receive funds from Hamilton County. Now they have in the past given funds, but it has gone towards repair of instruments.
But no purchase of new stuff.
But no purchase of new things. So we have to be innovative and go out and raise our own funds to be able to do what we do. And it also helps us to travel, to pay expenses, to feed our students on Fridays because they don't get to go home before the game. Mm-hmm. So we feed our students on Friday. And we're getting back into taking our students to the colleges and universities.
Good.
Now, let me stop right there. And truly give a shout out to Dexter Bell.
Okay, come on.
Dexter Bell is an advocate of music, but he's definitely an advocate of education also.
Yes.
And he has connected so many students to colleges and universities. And of the students that he's been able to connect and get scholarships, a lot of people don't know that you can get a music scholarship and you don't have to be a music major. You can get a music scholarship if you're in marching bands, not just instruments, but that's for the auxiliaries also.
Okay.
So we tap into those things, and the students that Mr. Bell has assisted in making it to college and graduating. I would say his graduation rate right now is probably at 96%.
Say what?
96% of the students that he's assisted prepared to go to college and helped get music scholarships and have graduated. He's probably at between 94 and 96% graduation rate.
Now that's a good rate.
He's also,
wow.
We and I'm not going to call names, but we were able to get 2 students out of gang life.
Wow.
And introduce them to music. They never picked up an instrument, never played an instrument. Dexter Bell, we got those kids in the band, got them into college. Wow. They both have graduated from college. One graduated with honors from college. And one has a business now, has his own business, and another is a teacher.
Oh, did y'all hear that?
So
did y'all hear that?
Dexter Bell is, I can't sing
I love
his
Dexter.
praise and accolades.
I love Dexter. I just love it.
Yes,
I really do.
I do. And he
Dexter, I love you.
And he is truly walking where God is leading him. You know, he came under attack.
Yes, I remember.
He was locked out of his band room.
I remember that.
And when that happened, don't know how, someone got in, but a lot of our instruments were destroyed. Our drum heads were all busted and broken. When he came back, this is what he came back to. So we've been fighting and continuing to raise the funds to replace instruments that we have. And he may get discouraged sometimes, but the word God gives me when we talk is touch not that anointed.
Don't touch
and do his prophet no harm.
No harm. That's right.
Because Dexter Bell is truly, truly walking where God is leading him when it comes to these children.
I love it. Now, we just had an election for a new county commissioner for this area. And if you're listening, Commissioner Joe Graham, and you know, Howard is in your district. And I want you to sit down and talk with former officer, Sergeant Cheryl Bryant and Dexter Bell about helping them anyway with some funding.
Yes.
For some new instruments, some band instruments, of funding the band department for use of that money for something that would help them. I just went through a whole period of writing grant proposals to the city and the county. And I can tell you that the power that's in the hand of our elected officials is not from your mayor. It is from those council people that the mayor has to answer to.
Right.
They can present their budget all day long, but now it's 11 commissioners. They got to get 6 votes. And Joe Graham is a very powerful commissioner. He just got his seat back. And we are expecting, and he came to that first game because he was supposed to be on the radio with me that day, but he had to cancel my show.
I remember seeing him.
To come to Howard game. So I know that he is already on the ground. Now you got to meet him.
And we're ready.
Meet him.
We're ready.
Make that phone call. I will hook that phone call
yes,
up.
Ma'am. So expect a call from us.
Yes. To make sure that he takes care of this one school that's in his district that's in desperate need of help in the band department. Because at one time, if I'm gonna tell you what we would say, if Howard Band don't show up and perform at a game, there wasn't no game. There wasn't no game. I'm telling you.
That's it.
And so we are known. Howard Martin's high school band is known for getting down. Yeah, they doing their thing. They for doing their thing and keeping it real. And on a cultural note, we need that cultural diversity. Everybody loves cultural diversity. And so if you want to know how Black folks get down, I mean, on WPTP, this is my radio station. I tell it like it is. If you want to know how Black folks get down and how we dance and the music and all and where we come from and the beat of the drum and how we dance you have got to come and see the Howard Marching Band, especially with the drum major.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm a former drum major.
Oh, you was a drum major?
I was a drum major.
Oh, y'all know the drum major.
And my son, Terrence Kelly, was a drum major.
I know. Look, let me tell y'all something. The drum major just shows out. I'm telling you, the drum major is the show.
Yes.
When your drum major start, they're in the front and they just getting down. They may turn a flip. They may take that whistle and blow it and bend all the way backwards and touch the ground with their hand backwards and then come back up forward. I'm telling you.
Yes, ma'am.
I know what them drum majors do. I am always excited when I see the Howard Marching Band in a parade or on the ball field, because I know what's about to go down. Now, are they a part of this little band performance or contest that's coming to Chattanooga? Or is that already passed? I heard on the radio where there's several bands.
The HBCU?
Yes, is that going to be in Chattanooga?
That has been canceled and rescheduled. That game is actually going to be played at Fort Valley.
Oh, okay.
It's not happening. The support, well, I'll just say it.
This WPTP, tell it like it is. Just tell it. I don't care. Tell it.
Some of the powers didn't want Howard, Brainerd, or Tyner's band there. And when that got out, people weren't interested, really.
Wow. You talking about the powers to be in this city?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So what you're trying to say is that they feel like when Black folks get together, we don't know how to act.
We don't know how to act. We just fight.
Okay, now this is a challenge to my people. I'm going to talk to my people. I'm Black. I can say that. My people, we cannot continue to act a fool publicly and come to events and turn people off because it's a fight that breaks out and people are terrified. You got guns and all this kind of stuff. Knock it off. Because you are you're making it bad for everybody. And I'm not mad at the powers to be in a way.
Well, I'm kind of upset a little bit because some of the things that was said is those schools, especially Howard, they fight all the time. And they talked about graduation. There was a fight at Howard's graduation, but it wasn't Howard students. And I really have to commend Dr. Ware because she did not stop the graduation ceremony. She refused to let that shine over those students that had made it to that point, and to
shout out to Dr. Ware.
Dr. Ware handled that with grace, and she refused. But there were fights at other graduations prior to that was never
nobody
mentioned.
said anything about.
Nobody said anything about, but Howard was put all on CNN.
So y'all been stereotyped. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sick of that.
And then they talked about a fight that happened at the Jamboree. And they tried to pin that on Howard. Howard had played and was gone. But it was probably upwards of 8-10 teams there. But they wanted to pin it on Howard.
So if you're dealing with young folk, teenagers, or young adults that are not mature, it's bound to be a fight. Somewhere you meet up. We've been fighting on Facebook, for example, and I see you at a game, it might be on. So it's not necessarily, it has nothing necessarily to do with the students that are part of the school. It may be folks who've been fighting on Facebook and see each other.
Right.
And it's about to go down. And it
just so happens that they're at that game, but the media has a lot to do with the stereotype that's been placed on Howard, and it's not fair to our students.
Yes.
You know, I remember a couple years back, there was something that happened at another school, but they came to Howard
because they thought
to
it was
talk about
Howard.
it. No, they knew it wasn't Howard, but they came and to stand in front of Howard and talk about what happened at another school.
Stereotyping Howard again. Give him
and
a
me,
bad
with
name.
my nosy self, I asked, what happened over here today? Well, we had a situation at another school and we're about to go live. And I personally stood in front of the camera. I said, no, you will not today. Howard had nothing to do with that.
So you're not going to use that
not going to
as
use
a backdrop.
Howard as a backdrop. I don't care what school name you said. They're not going to hear that name. All they're going to see is Howard.
Yes.
No,
yes.
You will not do that to our students today. Now, when you do it at 6:00, please go in front of that school and do it. Don't do it over here.
I love it.
I did. They couldn't do it at 12 because I wouldn't get out from in front of the camera.
Right.
I was not going to let them do that to our kids because they had nothing to do with it.
Now that's an advocate. That's an advocate. That's the type of person you want fighting for your school and your students and being a booster and whatever else you do, helping them raise money. This is the type of person, and there's many more like you.
It is.
There's many more like you. And I just want to applaud you.
Thank you.
And I thank you.
Thank you.
And parents, if you all are out there, you're listening, or you pick this up later when you go back and look at our recorded version of our show, I want you all to get involved. I was at a funeral, I want to just say yesterday, bless the soul of Miss Janetta Gilliam. She passed away. We laid her to rest yesterday. And I was telling her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, all the parents want is for our kids to have a good life. And yes, our kids sometimes are hard-headed.
They are.
And we have to go hard on them sometimes. We have to go hammer.
We did things as children. We
all
do.
Don't forget you were kids. And the police department, you need to also help our parents. Help our parents. If my children, they're grown now, but if they got a spanking, don't put me in jail for assault against my own kid because I spanked my kid. I'm trying to keep them out of the system so you don't have to put we knots on their head.
Exactly.
And so support our parents. Parents, support the authorities. Don't you get in the way when you know your kid has went way, way too far. And now they've gotten in trouble. Now you need to assist the authorities and maybe save your kid.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying turn your kids over and be completely, if you know your kid didn't really do it, they didn't start it, then you need to be an advocate for your kid.
Right.
But don't sit up there and lie for your kid.
Your child. Exactly.
When you know they're a little devious.
You're raising them the wrong way when you do
that.
You're letting them know that doing wrong is okay, and it's not okay.
Right.
It is not okay.
Right. And be good role models to your kids. Don't teach them how to steal. Don't take your little kids in the grocery store or in Walmart or whatever and show them how to stuff items in their pockets and walk out the door.
In the pockets, in the baby
Because
stroller.
you're teaching them how to be thieves. Stop doing that. Stop doing that.
That's it.
Now, I have a little soft heart for moms that are on welfare and they're struggling every day, because I've been a welfare mom too. And I know we have food stamps, and sometimes, and I've had to tell my white colleagues that they want to understand, why do poor folks, because I was poor, why do we do everything we can to spend this money on items for our kids when we really can't afford it? And I used to stop. I was angry at first. Then I said, you know what? I got an answer for that. It's because poor people don't want to feel the sting of poverty. And they don't want their children to go to school and look different and feel different and be treated differently because they don't have on the name brand shoes. So we would sell our food stamps, $100 worth of food stamp, for example, for 50. So that the cash could be used to purchase our kids items that we could not afford because we didn't have the money. Is that wrong? Yeah. Is it wrong for you to buy it? Probably, yeah. But why do we do that? It's because sometimes that's the only way we can survive. Now, I'm not advocating that, but I taught my kids also to expect nothing more than what I could afford. So they wore buddies to school.
Yes.
They didn't always have the name brand Nikes and the Air Jordans and all these other expensive clothes, because I taught them to expect nothing more than what I could afford.
And to appreciate what you have.
Appreciate what you have. So that's the first thing we got to do, is start teaching our kids to appreciate. But at the same time, don't come down hard on single mamas trying to do the best that they can for their kids and not want their kids to be judged at.
Because children can be cruel.
Oh, baby.
Children can be cruel.
When I was in school, now this is a story I was telling somebody the other day. I used to have to ride the bus, because that's when busing started. I used to have to ride the bus across town from the west side to the north side, from the north side to the west side, because they were trying to integrate. And on the bus is when the jugging occurred.
Mm-hmm.
So you on the bus and somebody break out with a big joke on you. They crack a joke. And everybody on the bus just laughing, falling out all over the floor. And you are the joke of the bus. And so what you learn, and you cry or whatever, look at me,
man,
got rocks,
the world,
got rocks in your cheeks and everything. But you know what? You learn to come back. You learn to come back. You go home. You go home and you think the next time I got a joke. And the next time you come back, or you may be the first one to pop up with the joke. And then they laugh at that person. So you learn you get stronger and your social skills improve. Now we call it jugging. What they call it today?
It's jugging. But
it's called bullying today.
Well, bullying, but you know something else with that also.
Mm-hmm.
That happened. Everybody laughed. Nobody came back with a knife or a gun to fight.
Right.
You laughed, and later on that day, the one that was jugging at me, we go on. We go into lunch together in the lunchroom. We sit down together.
And have to be like, that was a good one right there. I'm
exactly.
Get you next time.
Exactly. We didn't strike back with violence.
Yes.
We didn't fight.
But the Bible talks about the kids, each generation getting wiser but weaker.
Right.
So our generation of kids, they're wiser. They're technologically savvy. They can work these computers and all kinds of stuff with videos, but they're weaker. Their minds are weaker. They
Absolutely.
cry. I've seen more young men cry at the drop of a dime.
Exactly.
Kill themselves, all kinds of stuff, break down, have all kind of nervous breakdown. But we still have to keep our trust and faith in the Lord and pray. Pray every day for our children, our community, our leaders, and God is still in control.
Say it again.
God is still in control. With everything.
People don't realize the devil can't move without God's permission.
The devil is busy, but our God is bigger and better.
He has to ask for God's permission.
Got to get his permission.
If you know the story of Job, he had to ask God, can he attack Job and try to turn him around and deny him?
Mm-hmm.
God let him do it, and Job didn't turn away. And the same thing is going on today. The devil is raging right now.
Because he knows it's about to be over.
It's about to be over.
Oh, yeah.
God is really trying to get our attention, but we better listen.
You better listen. I tell everybody my testimony. I know I'm going to tell it till I'm blue in the face. But you all know about my situation 7 weeks ago. You know, I had 2 seizures and a stroke. And I was looking, and I'm going to tell it one more time, and then I ain't going to tell it no more. You all can go back and listen to it on the video. But I was out looking for a house. Because I need to be closer to my practice in Georgia. And normally I drive home every day. It's about an hour drive commute from Dalton to Chattanooga. And I was just tired of it. I said, this is getting to be a little too hectic, too stressful. So I made an appointment to see a house in Dalton, to go view a house. Beautiful home, 5.6 acres of land, a beautiful pond with catfish and bass fish in it, being fed by a natural stream, beautiful swimming pool, wraparound country porch, an in-law suite, just gorgeous, just what I was looking for. And so we went back in the house, me and the owners. I didn't have a realtor. Me and the owners went back in, and we were just having conversation. And he was asking me about the practice and whatever. We were talking about writing a proposal, doing a proposal for the house. And I started feeling saliva building up in my throat. And I kept trying to clear it, and every time it got more and more started building up in my throat faster than I could clear it. And then I must have started talking incoherent, because the owner said, "Dr. Woods, are you okay?" And I said, I don't think so. He said, "Well, is there anybody we could call?" And I said, "Yes, my daughter, Megan." And I gave them her number. I don't remember anything else. I woke up in Hamilton emergency room with the doctor smacking me on my face, trying to get me up. And I was looking up at the ceiling, and he said, "Dr. Woods, do you know where you are?" And I was looking up, and I said, "No, I don't." And he said, "You're in the emergency room in Hamilton. You've had 2 major seizures, grand mal seizures. I'm talking about the kind where your eyes roll in the back of your head, you're salivating or foaming at the mouth, you're biting your tongue." He said, "You've had 2 of those, and we've got to do an MRI to see what's going on in your little brain." And when the MRI came back, it came back that I was positive, I had a stroke. And I said, "Well, if I've had a stroke," I said, "why aren't I disabled? Why aren't I, why aren't I paralyzed? I'm talking great. I feel smarter now than I did before I had the seizure. What happened?" He said, "Young lady, you are blessed, but because your stroke occurred in the part of the brain where there was absolutely nothing going on, no activity there." And so I felt like, and this is my testimony, I felt like God was trying to get my attention, just like he did the 3 shepherd boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when he threw them in the fire and he scared them. And when they came out, they were scared, but they were ready to listen to God, and they had no sign that it had ever been in a fire.
Untouched.
I felt like Daniel in the lion's den, when God threw him in the lion's den, scared him so bad. And when he came and he locked the jaws of the lions so the lions couldn't eat him up. And when he got him out of the lion's den, there was no sign that he had ever been in that lion's den. I felt like Jonah, where the whale swallowed Jonah up whole. And God tickled the stomach of the whale and made the whale spit Jonah out. And Jonah came out whole. No evidence that he had ever been swallowed up. Sometimes God just want to talk to you. I had gotten so angry with situations here in this city when it came to our people. And I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about disadvantaged people who need help. And I was so upset. I'm going to tell it like it is. I was so upset when the only black organization, Alton Park Development Corporation, that is a community development corporation that is definitely in line and in compliance with the federal government and the state secretary of state and the comptroller and the governor. We are licensed. We are in compliance with every piece of paper document every quarter. We are in compliance, and we were turned down. We were turned down from 2 grants that we asked for to serve this community. And there was no reason for that. We're the only one left. All the other community development corporations went bankrupt. We are the last one left. And we've been here since 1998. And we own a building. We own a building that's 48,000 square feet of space with 8 acres of land because God gave it to us for $1. $1 when he took it from the pastor from the church at Calvary Church that had wrong intentions. I'm just going to tell it like it is. God took it from them and gave it, made them mad about something. They threw this building back at the school board and said, we don't want it because they had ill reasons why they wanted this building. And then we said, we bid it on it too. And we still want it. And we bid it $1. And they had to give it to us for $1. And then when we went down there to pay the $1, the man that took the money or was supposed to take the money to give us the deed said, God got that too. And so we paid $0 for this building. And I don't mind telling the world about it because this building was put here for us to help you. And God put it here because I'm going to die one day. I'm going to fly away. And this building will still be here. And we're doing things in this community to change Chattanooga, starting with Alta Park and then out beyond Alta Park.
Well, that just goes to show you wanted it to work out one way.
God said, no,
that's not what you need to do.
And guess what? While I was laying on my sick bed, God wanted me to hear his voice because I wasn't listening. You all know I'm stubborn. You all know I'm hard-headed. So God had to do something profound to me.
To sit you down.
To throw me down, face down. So I would listen to him. He said, now that you can't do nothing because you're in the hospital, now you're going to listen to me, my child. This battle is not yours. It's mine. It's the Lord. So take yourself out
of the way.
You're taking it personal. I was taking it personally. And it made my blood pressure go up. I ain't gonna lie. It was 249 over 117. I've never had a stroke. I've never had a seizure. And my blood pressure ain't never been that high. But that's what brought me down. And God did that. And he allowed it to happen. And at the same time, just like Jonah in the whale, just like Daniel in the lion's den, just like those 3 shepherd boys in the fire, he let me feel it. Scared me. So he could get my attention. I'm straight now, you all. Ain't nothing you can do for me but bless us and this organization and let us bless you. He said, am I not the God, while I was down on my sick bed, am I not the God that made it possible for you to get a building, Alta Park Development Corporation, not for $1, but for $0? Am I not the same God that allows you to get a WPTP 100.1 FM radio station, nonprofit? Am I not that God? I am the person that's going to supply your needs. Don't worry about Mayor Tim Kelly. Don't worry about Mayor Carpenter because I own all the money. And you are my child. And if you are my child, you have inherited the earth and everything in it. So don't worry about what somebody deny you because I'm going to make sure you get what you need. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it because I am God. So I'm telling the world right now that's listening out there, God is going to supply our needs, and ain't nothing you going to do to cut it off. Nothing you can do. You can say no to our budget, but God going to come back and give it to us another way. So when the carpenter said no to our budget, and the budget was to help the violent and nonviolent crime in this community, and to also help with the workforce labor development program that we put together, he said no to that. But then God made a way for me to get with a couple of folks on that commission board. And they said to us, well, he don't want to supply money for that. But you all have a building out there. He wouldn't mind seeing you all renovated. We didn't have no heat out here, y'all. We didn't have no air. So in the summertime, we had fans and portable air conditioners in the rooms that we were in. In the wintertime, we had heaters, portable heaters to keep us warm in the building. Our roof was leaking. This building was built in 1963 at the height of the Civil Rights Movement. And so we needed heating and air, and we needed a new roof or a roof fixing and some other things. And we were approved for the $450,000, not through the mayor, because he said no. But those commissioners, that's what I'm telling you, the commissioners have all power in their hand when it comes to where this money gonna go in this community. So if you got a commissioner, everybody has one, find out who they are and make them work for you.
Call. That's it.
Make them work for you, because the county mayor and the city mayor, they hope they have their 5 votes or their 6 votes, because they want their stuff to go through. But guess what? If the commissioners and the city council say no to their budget, the answer is no. And they can come right back and present their own budget, and then they all work together to give you what you want, despite your mayors. So I want to say to you all out there, the fight ain't over.
It's not.
The fight, in fact, if anything, it just got better. It just got better. Howard High School, you all are trying to raise $250,000. You're going to get your $250,000, because we're going to work not only with the folks in the community with this masquerade ball that you all are having, but we have some foundations in this community. We have some folks on the city council and on the county commission that would work together to get you the money. It may not be all of it from one, but you can get a piece over here and a piece over there.
And you know, it's amazing that you even talk about that. I got a phone call the other day, and somebody asked me, "Are you sure you want to do this ball? I'm hearing it's not a lot of people coming." But I'm not worried about that.
Don't worry about it.
Before I did this, I'm one, before I set out on a venture, I pray about it. And I prayed about this.
Yes.
And I'm moving forward where God is leading us.
Yes.
I'm not worried about the naysayers, because there are some naysayers out there. I'm not worried about the naysayers. So y'all listen, talk all you want to, but I serve a God that can shut your mouth like he did that lion. I'm not worried about it. This is going to be successful. And when I was in the band room the other day with the kids and we were talking about this ball for the adults, one of the kids kept looking and was like, "But Miss Cheryl, why can't we have a ball?" So I'm serving the notice that once we've completed our adults masquerade ball, we will be putting together a masquerade ball for our young people.
All right, y'all. And you know what? Autumn Park Development Corporation has an event hall. We can have it out here if you want to.
Yes, ma'am.
I know we want to be fancy sometime and go downtown, but we have a beautiful building here. We have a beautiful ballroom, event hall. And guess what, y'all? We got heating and air now. We got heating and air in every room, so we not hot no more in the summer, and we're not going to be cold in the winter. We thank you for all the commissioners. I want to thank the county commission, not the city, but we still going to work on the city. So Mayor Kelly, you know I'm still coming for you. I still love you. I still love you, and I'm coming for you. But right now, we are now in business because the county commissioners got together. I want to thank Commissioner Jeter for bringing the resolution forward. I want to thank our former commissioner, who was the chair of the committee, Ms. Smedling. I want to thank her for putting it on the agenda so it could be voted. And all of the commissioners that I talked to, that I emailed the new budget to, I want to thank you too for voting yes to give Alton Park Development Corporation the money. And I also want to thank all of the auditors that came out to talk with us about how the money is divvied out, you know, how we go about to get the money to pay for each project. And yes, they are doing it right. We are doing it right. You know, I have license in 2 or 3 states, and I am not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize my livelihood. So we're going to do it correctly. Ain't no junk over here with Alton Park. So I want to thank all of the folks that have been involved with Alton Park Development Corporation, all the good people that believed in us and really, really want to see this community served and have believed in us. And we are still the only and the oldest standing community development corporation, and that's Alton Park Development Corporation. And when there was no money, we took our pennies and our nickels and our dimes and our quarters and made dollars so we could keep the lights on, so we could pay the taxes. We still have to pay taxes on this big building, but God blessed us there too, because we are nonprofit. We get a little bit of a sliding scale.
A little break.
We get a sliding scale. So I'm thanking everybody out there, and we're going to have many, many fundraisers. And our marketing director, I know he's going to put it out there when our next fundraiser. We have a thrift store out here. We got to get you all coming in. Everything is $1, not too much more than that. We got furniture out here. We have new clothes. We have old clothes. Everything is good. Everything is, if it comes in, it's ruined or out, worn too much, we don't even put it out there. So our things are good. We have uniforms for students. So you all come out here to our thrift store and let us serve you. There's a website, Autumn Park, which is apdc98.org. You can actually go there and donate money. And you can pick the program where you want your money to go. You can say, I want my $5 to go to the thrift store. Or I want my $10 to go to the renovation. Or I want my $15 to go to whatever. You can pick and choose by clicking on the icon and scroll down to where you want your money to go. And put it there to go straight to our nonprofit bank account. So please do that. Please do that. They do PayPal, Mastercard, Visa, all the different credit cards you can use. And if you don't have a credit card, you don't have a debit card, hey, just mail us a check or come by and drop a check by here at the radio station. We'll take it and it's tax deductible. Everything that you give to this organization, you can write it off on your taxes. And if you don't file your taxes because you don't make that much money, then let your mom or daddy do it in your honor. So they can write it off. Or a friend. Let somebody get some credit for what you did. So I appreciate all the support, all the love. I want to thank Mrs. Tate, who's taking care of our heating and air in this building. You have done an amazing job with keeping us cool. We cool over here. We cold. We cold. In fact, I might be the blanket here. But I just want to thank all of you all for believing in us and not giving up on us. And yes, I have asked for forgiveness because I had some mean thoughts in my mind about our marriage. And I talked to the Lord about it, and He told me, He said, "Vengeance is mine." He said, "Vengeance is mine." He said, "I'm the one, remember?" So I got to remind myself over and over and over when I get mad to give it over to God. Because He can put a weapon. You think you did something about the wood. When God comes back and fight for me, you'll be, I'm not going to say that. Let me just tell you, God can do more to you than I can ever do.
My grandmama and great-grandmama, can't nobody whip you like that.
You ain't going to jail for it. So what I might do, I might got to go to jail for it. I'm not going to jail. I'm going to turn it over. In fact, I've turned it over to the Lord. And I'm taking direction from Him. I look better. I lost 25 or 30 pounds. Y'all see how skinny I look on the screen.
That's why I say she done beat her face.
She said I beat my face.
Said, okay, wait a minute
now. But you can see my dimples fall down. Because when you lose weight in your face, your dimples pop out better. But I'm just saying to you, when you love your community and you love the people in the community and you're fighting for people who look like you and who are disadvantaged like you are, sometimes you can take it personal. Don't take it personal because you may end up in the hospital like I was. You may have a stroke and a seizure like I did. I took it personal. This battle is not ours. It's the Lord's. Just let Him use you as a vessel. And when it gets overloaded, when somebody really do something to you, you say, God, now, I ain't going to take that one. That one's yours. Pop your fingers like that. Come on down. Stop what you're doing. And I got a project for you. Take care of this one right here because I'm going to go to jail if I do. And you do not want me to go to jail. Take care of this. So that's how I do everybody now. I let the Lord handle my battles for me. And I let Him and I'm just a vessel being used as I transition from this earth to heaven and doing what He wants me to do. Because only what you do for Christ shall truly last.
Will last.
Not what you do for yourself. Not what you're doing for anybody, but for God. Just remember that.
That's it.
And God will give you more than you've ever had.
Even asked for. See, we ask for minimal.
Yes.
We don't have, I know, but some people don't have a clue as to what God has in store for you.
No.
We might be asking for $250. God said $500. Okay,
right.
God, I received that.
Right. And I got a praise testimony, then I'm going to go off the air because I know it's probably past too. But in searching for my home, while I was, in the hospital, that house got away from me. And So I bid it on another house. And I want to thank the Lord. We closed yesterday on the new home. And so I thank God. And, you know, my children, they are blessed. You know, we've lived in some of the best. But this is even better. God will give you more than what you ever had. So I want to thank God for the blessing. And my pastor's going to come and bless the house. Because, you know, you got to acknowledge what God did.
That's it.
And you got to protect what God gave you. And so for those who are listening out there, I am doing good. Yes, I feel so much better. Yes, I'm on some medicine. I'm not supposed to be driving because they done told me till February I got to make sure I don't have any more seizures. But I ain't gonna even say it on the air. I'm just gonna say God is taking care of me. He's taking care of me. And I thank you all for your prayers. I love all of you. And I thank Cheryl for coming on today.
Yes, ma'am. I thank you. I thank you for allowing us to.
Yeah, so give us one more time the date, the time, the cost of the ticket, and the location. And then we're going to post it on our website. And we have 2 free tickets to give away. We want the lines to light up. If the line don't light up while we on the air, we got another person coming on, right? At 4. Is she coming on today? Bree, she come on at 3. Okay, Bree gonna be on at 3, and y'all know she gets live. She get down. So if we got 2 tickets, they're free tickets to give to somebody that calls for the ball. So please call and get these free tickets. And I want to invite everybody to my church tomorrow at Greater Emmanuel Apostolic Church. If you don't have a church home, or if you have a church home, tomorrow is Women's Day, and we got a big speaker that's coming to speak at our church. And if you can't get out and you still love the Lord, or you want to hear the Lord, just go virtual now. You can do church straight from your couch. But God did say, fail not to assemble yourself. So don't get too comfortable with this COVID stuff. You know, everybody turn on, let's meet virtually. I don't feel like getting out and driving. Let's just meet virtually. Send me a link and let's just link up. You know, but fail not to assemble yourself. And just remember to keep God first in your life. And Pastor Paul Warfield Jr., I want to thank you for being that pastor in my life, and for doing all that you do to transcend or change the lives of people in our community, and for all the other pastors out there that are doing a magnificent job. I want to thank Taylor Funeral Home again for that wonderful service yesterday. CB, you all know CB. That was his mom. And I earned the title of goddaughter from his mom because I was always there with her, for her, and with her kids and grandkids. I love the whole family. And my condolences is extended to all of them. But God knows best. And she wouldn't change where she is for nothing. She would not come back. She would not come back to earth. She would not, if God gave her a free ticket, she would not take that ticket, because she's somewhere now with a new body. She ain't got no troubles of the world. She ain't worried about us. Everything is gravy. Everything is peaches and cream with her. So I love her and I miss her. And the family, you all know, y'all can call me anytime. And the funeral was beautiful. Pastor Charles Moore over there at Rosa Sharon, you did a magnificent eulogy. She's buried in the National Cemetery. Her husband served the Army. And so we had a beautiful burial. And I just want to thank everybody. Pastor Taylor at Taylor Funeral Home, you did a magnificent job. I want to thank you for that. And all that you did to make that service as beautiful as it was. And so with that being said, I think you got any final remarks you want to say?
I forgot. The Masquerade Ball, we will be honoring David Sharp.
Oh, okay.
Again, he's a past band director. He was my band director.
Oh, okay. Go way.
Yes, we go way back. But people have asked, is he still here in Chattanooga? Yes, he is, doing very well. But it's long overdue to honor this man, because he touched so many students' lives and assisting them and going to college also. So we're going to honor him, because I truly believe in giving flowers while you live.
Amen.
So he can receive them. So we will be honoring David Sharp And I want to give a shout out to a couple of people,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
and Mr. and Miss Ricks. They have been
George Ricks. Oh, that's
and
my
Miss
buddy.
Maria. Yes, ma'am. They have been so supportive in everything that we have done.
Oh, he's
And
beautiful.
I just can't thank them enough. And another person that I dare not leave here without thanking is the Godfather himself, Mr. Ruben Lawrence.
Oh, yeah, he gave those uniforms the first
He's
time,
the
didn't he?
one that was
Those
very
days.
instrumental in helping us raise the funds for the uniforms and the instruments our first time around. So I cannot leave here without thanking
Amen.
the Godfather himself, Mr.
Yes.
Ricks.
Yes.
But we will, the ball again is September the 24th from 7 to 11 at the Mac Ave venue, 1304 Macaulay Avenue. We'll be featuring Dexter Bell and friends. Live entertainment, guys. This is not something you're going to listen to track.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Live
On the 24th,
entertainment.
I'm going to be there.
Yes,
I'm going to get
ma'am.
a table.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to be there. WPTP is going to be a sponsor.
Thank
We're going to
you.
be there
Thank you.
to support you all in your event. And I'm just so proud that this school is still, in my opinion, they got the #1 band
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
city.
In the land.
And those and the majorettes, the drum major, still got it going on.
The drum major. That's my G baby.
That's your grandbaby.
That's my G baby. It's in the genes.
Oh, see, mama to the son to the grand. Okay.
It's in the genes.
Y'all running things. over
Yes,
there.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And
All
we
right.
can't forget our cheerleaders.
Oh yeah,
Under Sandra Smith and Timwana Boyd.
yeah.
They can't touch them.
Can't touch them.
They cannot touch
Can't
our
touch-
ladies. No, ma'am.
I know. And I was a cheerleader when I was in high school, and when we would play Howard, I went to City, y'all. I was on the north side.
Bless it.
I know, bless it, bless it. And we were integrated, but our cheerleader, the person who was over our cheerleader thing, she sent us to camp. And so during the summer, we went to UTK, Knoxville. That's why I ended up going to UT Knoxville,
Mm-hmm.
my undergrad. And we would do the straight cheers, See, hey, and then we would play Howard. We would play Howard. And we over there doing our little pyramids and with our little straight, arms and everything. And we look over there, how they be like, give me a T, give me. Boom, boom, boom. And then they do the little move with the
little
heels.
shape. But we have a variety. We can do it
but
all.
I'm just saying the soul and the dancing that the cheerleaders can do, it just made us look like where we come from. I mean, those cheerleaders, they still bad to the bone.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I still love to see them perform during basketball, football. You all keep up the good work. You all are amazing. You all bring diversity to our schools. And I thank the cheerleader coaches and like I said, the band folk. You all are amazing. I think it's keeping it real because that's just where we come from. We got rhythm.
And we do. And I was on another station last week and comments came in afterwards and they talked about our Hispanic population and how we don't get along. Well, that is so far from the truth. We have Hispanics in our band and they love it.
See there, y'all
They
quit
love
lying.
it.
Quit lying. Quit starting stuff.
Dexter Bell goes to Barking Legs on Wednesdays with his jazz group and they play down there. He takes students sometime to perform. The last performance he did was 2 of our Hispanic students playing jazz. Love it.
Wow.
Love it. So no, we don't have problems with our Hispanic students. They love it. The parents support it. They enjoy it. And please, like you said, Dr. Wood, stop spreading those rumors.
Yeah, y'all just like to
It's
start
not
stuff.
true.
That's why stuff gets started and, then it gets stereotyped. We get stereotyped. I get stereotyped. But what I love about stereotypes is you can prove people wrong.
That's it.
And with me as a dentist, you all know that's what I do. I've done it for 33 years. And I have beat all the odds. When I say all the odds, I was born and raised in Westside Project, College Hill Courts, with a welfare mother. And I was a welfare mom with my first daughter. I broke all the barriers. Went from James A. Henry Elementary School, from busing all the way over to City High. and then went to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, where I was even further integrated and where I was sometimes the only black person in the class.
Wow.
I broke all barriers and then got accepted into the University of Tennessee at Memphis for dental school and graduated. And now I'm at the top of my game. I broke all barriers. I am a Pierre Fouchard Fellow, which means I am second to none. I'm in the top 2% of the dentists in the world, not just in the United States. I got my pens and my certificates and everything to prove it. You can go online and find my name. And that's rare. So when people come to my office for services, they're not looking at the color of my skin. We got to stop looking at the color of people's skin and trying to judge a book by its cover.
That's it.
Because these hands, they don't lie. The skills that God gave me and my ability to do what I'm doing to serve his people is to also make enough money to give back, to serve his people. And that's why I think he allowed me to break all those barriers and allowed me to give back to help his people. So yes, we make good money in dentistry, and I do implants and all that stuff, bone grafting, all that good stuff. And the majority of what I do goes to help other people. I'm not a selfish person, and God knows that. He touched my heart because I know I was an ordinary person that God picked out to do extraordinary things. And so I give him all the praise and the glory for everything, all my skills, my hand, my mind, everything. He kept everything intact because he's got more work for me to do.
That's it.
So I praise him for everything that I've crossed, every barrier that I've broken down, every stone that I stepped over, every mountain that I've ever climbed, anything that I've done that has been too difficult that most people would give up on, that he pushed me to go forward.
Finish.
I give him the glory for it. And that's why I'm here on this radio station right now, telling you all that I am God's child. Don't mess with me. I'm God's child. Don't mess. It ain't gonna do you no good.
You know, I made a shirt that says, "When you mess with me, God gets upset."
He get real upset
because I'm his child.
That's it.
So you better leave me alone. Look, you can't handle the whooping God got.
You can't handle it. That's why I stopped trying to whoop folks. When he slung me down on that ground, and I had those 2 seconds and a stroke. I stopped. I ain't gonna mess with y'all. I ain't gonna do nothing. When you do something to me, I'm just gonna call on my dad.
Call my dad,
and I'm gonna tell on you. So you can expect to get something back way worse than what you tried to do to me.
That's it.
Okay?
That's it.
I'm going to leave it right there. So
for the last time, September 24th, 7 to 11 at the Mac Ave venue, 1304 Macaulay Avenue. We expect to see you in the house. Tickets are only $40 for a single. Y'all pay more than that going to the clubs. $70 for a couple.
Okay.
If you want a table, $500, and like I said, your table, you get some extra amenities. And
do you have food? Y'all gonna have some food?
Yeah, we're gonna have some food.
Oh, for real? Even for the folks that don't get a table, they get some food.
They get some food too.
What we gonna have?
But the people at the table, they don't have to get up for their food.
Oh,
we got people waiting on you.
Oh, y'all,
yes,
it's gonna be food.
It's gonna be food.
You know, $40 when you go out on a Friday night, you and your wife or your girlfriend or your children. You know y'all spend more than 40
easily.
If my whole family go, we spending close to, I ain't gonna even say $40. Come on, y'all. With inflation, $40, you might get some meatballs, some chicken wings, and
you get some live entertainment. You get some food. You get to dance. You get to mix and mingle. I'm calling on these Marching 100. Everybody talk about how they were a part of the 100. I'm calling on you right now, Marching 100. I want to see you.
Come back and help your band.
It's 2 numbers that
it ought to be a sellout. This ought to be a sellout.
This is going to notice it says inaugural, meaning the first.
How many seats do y'all have? I want to know.
175.
Oh, it's a sellout.
175.
Y'all better hurry up and call her and get these tickets. She ain't got but 160 seats. I better go get my check out now.
Well, you can call the numbers on the flyer, or you can talk to any of the band students because they will have tickets also.
Okay, now let me ask you this. How many seats at a table?
8.
8? Okay. Oh, this ain't gonna last long. It's just 2 weeks away.
2 weeks away.
Okay, y'all. 2 weeks away with 170 tickets, and Dr. Woods already got 8. I don't know how many they done sold. They probably gonna sell out. I give it maybe a week. Yeah, ain't gonna be no more tickets. And y'all don't get to get all this good music and entertainment by Dexter. So I'm telling y'all, and it's a good cause, and it's helping our children. What better way to spend your $40 than to help the first black school in the city of Chattanooga, the Howard Hustling Tigers. Come on, let's do it.
That's the first free school in the South.
Oh, in the South?
Not just Chattanooga, the first free school in the South.
In the South?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. Y'all, come on now. Stop tripping. You know what? Y'all have spent $40. I filled up my car yesterday and I was like, oh my God. I'm gonna max my card out on gas. But I'm just saying, you all come on.
You can't beat $40, guys. You cannot. And you get to come out and look cute.
Oh,
no, we don't have stuff to dress up off, and you get to look cute.
Y'all saw me yesterday at the funeral, honey. I think I did the darn thing. That's what they told me. But anyway, okay, you all, we're gonna close out. And I thank you all again for coming on. You can call Cheryl. Well, we got 2 phone numbers.
423. My number is 423-385-0916. And the other number is for our auxiliary sponsor, Sandra Smith, 423-305-8100. You can call either of those numbers, or if you know students that are part of the band, you can reach out to the band students. They will have tickets also.
And the Cash App is capital H in Howard, and then lowercase OWARD, capital B in band, BAND, 1865. What's 1865? Is that the year?
That's when Howard was founded.
I knew that number meant something. 1865, y'all. Were we slaves?
It was right
1865.
It was right after that.
Oh my God. We had just been freed,
Yes,
y'all.
ma'am.
18. We was back there picking cotton and everything.
All of the above.
Oh my God.
It started in a 1-room church. And look at that campus now.
Woo! Beautiful campus. Okay, Commissioner Graham, I got your phone number. I'm going to be calling you today. And don't look at your phone and don't answer that call, because I'm going to just start blowing it up. I'm going to start blowing it up. You ain't going to get no rest. You got to turn your phone off, because I'm going to keep on blowing it up till you answer me, okay? We got some work to do, and we want you to help support this inaugural event too. All right,
here's
y'all.
your tickets. Y'all got to call in for your ticket. We have 2 tickets that we're giving for the station to give away.
All right, and next is going to be Bree with Get Your Life Show. She comes on at 3:00, and she got the tickets, y'all. The number is 423-713-7614. She got 2 $40 tickets, $40 a piece to give away to come support the Howard Band on their Masquerade, their inaugural Marching 100 Masquerade Ball in 2 weeks. Y'all ain't got but 2 weeks, okay? We love y'all. Until next week, this time at 1:00. What's happening in your neck of the woods will be coming up with some more good stuff to talk about. So we love you. Peace out and be good, and praise God for everything.
Thank you.